The year is 1954. Chevy is on top of the world, building every sedan out there. 2-door, 4-door, hot rod, street rod, anything you can think of. Hudson, the Hudson Hornet, circle track racing legends all over the world. Hudson did not have a compact car. Hudson came up with the Hudson Jet. 1953, 1954 were the only years for it. They had one engine, which was a 202 cubic inch flathead inline 6. They had 3 different transmission options, 2 manual, 1 automatic. The manuals were 3-speed on the column. You had non-overdrive, and you had overdrive options, which was controlled by a lever on the dash. They had a 4-speed automatic transmission, which was top of the line for the year. The Hudson Jet grew to be one of the shortest made cars around, only making 35,367 Hudson Jets. They came in 3 different trim packages. There was the Hudson Jet, Hudson Super Jet, and Hudson Jet Airliner. There it is. We went Sunday. Actually, we went Saturday. Made a deal with the guy. Went and picked it up Sunday. It was right here local. We went and got ourselves a 1954 Hudson Jet. And I haven't done any digging yet, and we're lost some badges. I literally have got it pushed on the trailer, as some footage you'll see before this, and I brought it home. Well, I haven't done nothing to it yet. Literally, all I've done is bring it home, open the doors a couple times. I did spray some WD-40 on the hinges, and so the doors would open a little bit more smooth, and a couple of the windows would go up and down a little more smooth. But yeah, let's dig into this thing a little bit. I'm gonna try to get the trunk open. We don't have keys for it. I'm gonna get the hood open. I've already looked underneath that. I'm gonna lube some things up under there, check it out, show you guys what it is. But let's get to digging in. So here we go. Crusty, just how I like it. But yeah, we got a 202 cubic inch flathead, whatever I'd call it, a flathead, flat style, straight 6. It is 100% pretty well complete. It's got the factory 1-barrel carburetor on it. It has exhaust on it that runs right down to the back side of the transmission. The guy before taking the spark plugs out of it, and it looks like we're missing possibly the water neck. Yeah, possibly just missing a water pump down there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like water pump's supposed to go in that hole. Possibly, I don't really know. I wasn't even thought about, nor was my parents thought about when this car was made. But yeah, I don't think this thing's gonna run. Oh well, if I just look, there's the water pump. So we do have a water pump, but I'd assume it got taken out because it wasn't pumping the water. So yeah, I know for a fact that this engine's probably not going to stay in here, and I know you guys are probably skeptical of it, but I don't think I don't think they have much for parts for these things. To be 100% honest with you, it's not like it's a old inline Chevy. It's not like it's a it's not like it's an inline Ford. It's not inline Chrysler or the Slant 6 Chrysler made or anything. So finding parts for this booger is going to be hard. I'm going to give you guys a little background on the car. It is a 1954 Hudson Jet. They only made the Jets from 53 to 54. They only made 35,367 of them, and they were in 3 different models. They had the Hudson Jet, they had the Hudson Super Jet, and they had the Hudson Jet Airliner. And I think this one is just the Jet. It might be a Jet Liner because there's a badge missing here, and it's 3 different pieces or 3 different things. I figured if it was just a Jet, they would probably just put a Jet emblem right there. So it might be the Jet Super Jet. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to decode the VIN number and whatnot. But the car, this is probably the worst side. This is original metal. This is original metal. It's been repainted at some point. That is the old body filler. They have put metal here, which has made it solid. It was not done the 100% right way, but it doesn't need to be right because it's going to stay about exactly how you see it. So yeah, we're going to do some digging into the interior, see if I can find some information on the car. The story I got about this car was a guy drove it up until 1997, and it was from Iowa, and this is the Alamaki, however you say that. Iowa is the county. Usually that's how their plates work, but this thing was brought up. The guy owned it, drove it for forever, and the guy took it apart to do some engine work to it, the water pump, whatnot, and the fella ended up passing away. And a family friend of mine bought it, and then the other family friend of mine bought it, and he's actually close enough family that I call him my grandpa, because well guys, the dash is freaking minty. Besides some of the top piece, there's, I guess you'd call it the leather or cloth, whatever it is, a little tore up, but the metal portion of it is freaking perfect. Like, I don't think you could get much better than this. The glove box, let's see, Orrin was his name. I always called him my grandpa, basically, and went over to his house and did a lot of stuff, and I actually bought this car from him. He said he'd make me a killer deal on it, and well, we did. He said he'd probably never get to it, and he wanted to see something happen to it, so here we are. We bought ourselves a car, and there it is. I'm gonna work on going through some of the interior pieces. If you look in here, there's a little bit of chrome for it and whatnot. Looks like maybe a battery tray, a couple parts. I'm gonna go through that. Looks like maybe a fuel pump. I'm gonna go through some of this, see what it is, and see if I can get in the glove box, see if maybe I can find a set of keys for it laying in the floorboard, vacuum it out a little bit possibly, and try to get the trunk open, see if there's any other parts back there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. This is gonna be freaking sweet. It's rare, it's one-off, it's gonna be old, it's gonna be ratty, it's gonna be awesome to just get this thing out and drive it and put some freaking miles on it, because that's exactly what I want to do here. So stay tuned, it's gonna be fun. Like, watch this. And in here, I cleaned that trash out of it. It is literally minty. No tears in the leather. Like, literally just take a little bit of that freaking trash out, and it's gonna work. Like, it's ready for some more history to go into it. But watch, you can't get any better than that. Even this thing, it's a little sticky, but ashtray, car's never been smoked in. There's still paint all over the bottom of this thing with a little bit of rust. Never been smoked in. Cigarette lighter, even had a cigarette lighter, it's gone. Like, he probably didn't even use it, so he just took it. The Steering wheel, freaking killer. Had a temp gauge right there. Lights right there. That's the wipers. I mean, it says on the dash, it says 77,000 something miles. And I would have to say it is pretty original miles. I would say 77,000 original miles. And I would like to kind of show you why. The pedals here, unless they've been replaced, but I doubt it. Like, there's a little wear on the brake pedal, barely any wear on the clutch pedal. Throttle pedal, barely any wear. I mean, the hole in the floor, I guess you can call it wear, but like, look at heater. It's got summer mode, looks like winter mode. You can just flip it right over into. Don't know if you can see the miles. Might be kind of hard, but did you see that speedometer? Went to 120 mile an hour, but the top speed of the car was only 85. So, and when I was walking to the back here, you might have heard something slam while I got the trunk open. Well, it might have slammed hard enough it latched now. We'll see. What? It latched. So I'm gonna have to get this moved and turned and poke and prod again and get it open. So give me just 1 second. And it opens. There's literally a single putty knife in here and some trash. And yes, the car was green at one point. They repainted it this maroon color. I don't rightly know when about. I would say it was definitely a while ago. But yeah, they fixed a little bit of the rust, and some of the fixes they did decent, some of it didn't. But I don't really care about what the paint looks like, nor the body, honestly, because I have plans for this, and you guys are gonna have to stay around a little while to figure it out, because this is honestly probably kind of sort of on the back burner, but I'm hoping by next year I'll be making some more content on it. But I wanted to get you guys this video just so you guys can toss out your ideas, toss out what you think I should do, what I shouldn't do. But I kind of already have my mindset, so it's going to take a lot to change it. But fresh. Well, if you guys were paying attention along the video, when we started, it was missing this here headlight ring, and guess what? I found it. So in the interior, there was a couple minor pieces, engine parts, springs, for hinges and stuff of that nature. There was all the trim, because the back window is out of it. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but this car apparently does have a back window at the guy I bought its house from. He's got to go find it, whatever, not a big deal. But hopefully he has that. If not, it might suck to find one, or we might have to try to have one custom made. Might be quite expensive, or we might at this point just find a piece of maybe Lexan or something that could just go in there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I mean, there's not very many of these around, so but yeah, this car, I am extremely excited about this, because it's nostalgia, it's cool, it's rare, it's old. It's you pull up to a car show and literally no one is gonna know who this thing is, like what it is, you know, besides of course Hudson on the front and the back saying Hudson Jet. They're not gonna know anything about it, or like, it's just such a cool car. Like, yeah, there's 50 Chevys out there, there's 50s Fords out there, there's tons of stuff, but this car is 101 pretty much. There's not many out there. I've tried to look on Facebook for a couple. I've tried to look on Facebook for a couple groups. There's like probably 20,000 people left in the world that honestly knows something about this. And if they do know something about it, they know what it is. They don't even know what engine's in it, the transmission that's in it. So Like, I got a lot of cool stuff to tell you guys about this. I'm gonna try a little bit different of a video style. I hope you guys enjoy it, but this right here will probably be the end of the video. I do appreciate you guys watching. This is definitely something different than what we usually do, but hopefully in the future I can do a couple more, pick up some old cars and maybe see if they run. This one is too far gone. It's had spark plugs out of it for forever, and honestly, finding, like I said, finding parts for it is going to be hard. Probably even finding spark plugs for it is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm not even going to mess with it for right now. I'm going to get this thing, I'm going to try to preserve it as a little bit as I can to make it not rust anymore for the next year that it's going to sit probably. But this thing is sweet. I'm excited. It's going to be freaking awesome. Like, the plans I have, the picture I have envisioned in my head, this thing is going to be a freaking riot, and it's going to be fun. I plan on taking this thing as many places as I can go. I told my parents last night, I hope this touches every state surrounding Missouri just with driving it, and that's 8 states total. So if I can keep up my word, that would be freaking awesome, and I hope to take it to a lot more places than just that. So please stay tuned, stay patient. This thing is going to be freaking wild. So yeah, stay tuned.